Hey Snows fam, it's Lauren here with the Cozzy Series 4 to 6 person slat table. Easy to set up, nice compact pack away with an easy care tabletop. So your Cozzy slat table comes in this handy carry bag. You have a nice heavy duty webbing strap and a nice sort of heavy duty polyester carry bag here as well. It weighs just under 8 kilos and it measures when it's packed up about 75 centimeters long by about 23 centimeters wide and 21 centimeters deep. It's basically, as you can see, a square here. So inside the bag we have got two components, and there's a little divider here to keep these ones separated as well. So the first part we're going to pull out is our tabletop, and I'm just going to set that to the side here. And then we've got some instructions here that are stitched into the bag so you don't lose them, and we've also got our table frame or body there, and I'll pop that bag to the side. Now, setting this up is pretty simple. So sometimes these accordion things can be a bit tricky and you need 2 people, but not with this table. You can sort of reach out, get it out to about that far yourself, and then you just grab the corners down the base here where you have these little sliders and just sort of bounce the table out and push them up as you go. So that's the frame itself, sort of at its widest point. We've got this center bar in the middle here that we're just going to lift up and pull it into the straight position. And then we've got these 2 arms that swing across from the top. So as you can see, this side here's got a little locking mechanism. So that's the side you're going to want to do second. So we'll grab, just move this forward a bit here. We'll grab these 2 sides first. As you can see, this is the side, it's got this little plastic crab claw here or clip. Now that is going to clip right onto this small little spoke, I guess you could call it, on the table frame, and we're just going to push that in and line it up and click it into place. Do that with the front one. Line it up there, click it into place. Now as you can see, we've got these 2 little metal tabs here, and that's where the locking mechanism on this other arm comes into play. So we'll line that one up here and slip that in, and as you can see, these 2 arms and the frame, it's all locked together, not going anywhere. And we've got our last one here, click that into place. Now we're going to grab our slat tabletop. Now these tabletop panels are joined together by this elastic bungee cord, basically, with these little rubber spacers in place. So we're just going to line that end piece up and tap that in. So the tabletop here is just going to sit along this little ridge line. So once we roll that one out, pop those ends into place and just move along and push the sides down. And that's how easy it is to set the table up. So when it is set up, its dimensions are about 140 centimeters long by about 70 centimeters wide, and the table sits about 75 centimeters off the ground. Its top slats here are a 55mm anodized aluminium, and the frame itself is 22mm steel tube. And down the base here we've got these little rubber stoppers, which means they're not going to sink into the grass or soft sand too much at all. So the table has a weight rating of 60 kilos. Now, as you can see, if I'm putting sort of all of my weight in a small component of the table, the slats will have some give in them. So you need to make sure that that weight is evenly distributed across the table too. Now, I also just want to mention that this is our display table, so it's taken a bit of a beating on the shop floor here, but obviously yours won't look like that out of the box. A couple of really common questions that we get is, what can you fit stoves and things like that on there? Well, I've got one of the largest stoves that we have in our range. This one is the Coleman Even Temp stove, and as you can see, just as sort of a size guide or a reference here, just pop these wind guards up. That's sort of the size as it is if you're going to use this as your kitchen table. Obviously you can definitely do that because it is this anodized aluminium tabletop, which means it's heat resistant. Another common question that we get, because it is a 4 to 6 person table, is how realistic is that size if you want to sit your family around it for dinner? I've got a couple of chairs here, just a basic, simple quad fold camp chair. Now that's sort of the dimensions here that you'll get at the end of the table and sort of into the side of the table there as well. You probably will actually get 2 of these on the side, but you're not going to want to sort of line it up. You'll have your arms overhanging there a little bit. And I've also got like a classic director's chair here as well as a comparison. So as you can see, I might just sit in this one to give you an idea of gap underneath the accordion here for your legs as well. So as you can see, even with this scissor frame holding the table in place, there's definitely enough room for my legs here, and it's at a reasonable height for me to want to eat my dinner off or even play a card game or something like that with your campmates. So before I get up, I'm just going to give it a bit of a stress test or a wobble around here. So it's even with my arms on, if I'm sort of eating dinner or cutting with a knife, there is a bit of a wobble in there, but it's not too much. Certainly not side to side, it's more sort of in the long way of the table. Now I'll give it a bit more of a shake standing up as well. Just move these chairs out of the way. So with a bit of weight on it, just give it a bit of a wobble. Now I'm having to put a reasonable amount of effort in to give this a shake. So as you can see, it is quite a stable table, considering sort of how lightweight it is, especially for the size. Now the other thing I want to mention before I pack it away is that these slats, whilst they sort of do click into place between the edge rims there, there's actually nothing stopping the tabletop from lifting up. So if you were to, I don't know, if you got kids underneath it and it's getting bumped, or if you go to move the table and you're grabbing it in the wrong space there, or you're not supporting it, it will sort of come apart there. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. So in order to pack the table up, we're going to just do the straight up reverse of how we set it up. So we're going to remove the slats, roll them up like so, and I'll pop them aside here. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'll pop them straight into the bag. So there's this little, I don't think I showed you before, but there's this little divider here in the bag, and that's going to have your slat tabletop on one side of it, and then your frame's going to be on the other. So just slide that one in. So next we're going to do the frame, and going the opposite, we're going to loosen this end here first with the latch. So that one swings over, and then we're going to pull these out, because remember they've clipped onto the frame. They should pop off quite simply. There we go. We're going to loosen this little center part here, and then we're simply just going to sort of grab opposing corners, much like you would with a quad fold chair. And we're just going to sort of bounce it in on itself. And then once it gets to this point, it's just really simple folding together. So we'll grab our bag. Now this bit, out of everything, is probably the most tricky bit, is getting this second component of the table into that side of the bag. Now, whilst you can do everything for setting this table up as a single person, you might need an extra couple of hands to make this part quick and easy. Put that in. There we go. So as you can see, both sides of the table are neatly in their individual compartments, and we're just going to drawstring the bag closed. So that's about it for the Darche Cozzy Series 4 to 6 person slat table. You can get this at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day. If you found this video helpful, give us a like. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them below. You can head here to subscribe or here for more helpful videos. Catch you later.